Hello, this is Randy and Tasha Cross, and this is Marriage Loosen the Noose, where the focus is on helping people grow and develop healthy relationships. So remember to like
Share.
and subscribe.
And don't forget to hit that notification bell.
So,
She late.
so the topic for today is why are relationships so hard? But before we get into that, we're going to do our hypothetical question. I'm excited about it, but he's not. So, this is the question. If you were in a life or death scenario where you had to depend on your partner to either dance or do a fitness challenge, which one would result in your death?
Well, since she looked at me like I'll go first, I'll go ahead and give my response first. I think I would die if if you had to perform some type of fitness challenge. Which is really unfortunate because you actually are in shape, so I don't know how the heck, I'm gonna die, but you can dance, so if it was dancing, you would definitely save me in that fashion. But if it came to any type of fitness challenge, I'm sorry, specifically dips, pull-ups, what was the third?
Push-ups.
Or push-ups. I would not have a chance.
But it depends on how many.
Well, let's just keep. I don't want to. We don't really want to go there. So let's just say if it was 10, I would be dead. How about that?
All right. So how many would?
See, no, because I want to have a good night. So we're not about to go. We're not about to go low. How low can you go? We're not about to go there because you're gonna be mad at me. So, what about yourself? That's my response.
Okay. So I would die if you had to dance. Fitness, I'm not concerned about. I would live because he's really good. Upper body, lower body, all of that stuff. But if he had to dance, I'm dead. Starting off with the beat.
She actually is not.
No, I am dead.
I'm a great dancer.
No, he's the worst. Starting off with the beat, like, you know how you be like, keep the beat, like, He'll be like,
Nope.
I'm dead. Off the beat, off rip. Let alone if he had to do anything like crump or any specific dance, it's over. It's over. Dance routine, I'm dead in the first 10 seconds. And it ain't no golden buzzer. It's a death buzzer. I am dead.
But now, wait a minute. It depends on what type of dance. I could do New Kids on the Block. I could do the electric slide.
Ain't nobody asking you to do that. We talking about real dance routines.
I got a couple step routines under my belt.
No, you don't. And that one from that comedian where you put your hand up and just pump, that is not it. No.
That'll definitely say
I'm dead. I'm dead if he has to dance. He can't even keep the beat, so dead.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
All right. So much for that.
So let's get into the topic. Why are relationships so hard? So we're going to give you, I think, like 6 areas where we think relationships are really hard. Randy's going to start, and we're just going to go back and forth, giving you some perspective, and we'll get into it.
All right. And since she doesn't want to do rock, paper, scissors, I'll go first. Which means I won by default, just to let you know that. So, anyway, let's get towards the topic. So one of the areas that we want to talk about is not having the ability to be able to resolve conflict effectively. When you can't get through a situation where you can get to an end result and both agree on what needs to be true going forward, or what needed to be true to have a conclusion or end that type of conflict. then it definitely makes it hard to maintain a relationship. I mean, you're going to have issues and disagreements and just situations where you're not going to agree with each other. And, you're going to have to be able to resolve that issue. And if you can't do that effectively, then it's just going to be hard to maintain that relationship. And that's usually why one of the areas that makes it hard for you to maintain a relationship.
Yeah. Another area, or the second area, is differences. So, I mean, there are just basic differences, right? He's a man, I'm a woman. And that already starts you off in a hard place. From my perspective, men are very much, I'm macho, I want to be the king of my castle, treat me like a king, and kind of respect me and listen to what I say. And women were kind of like, right, like you tripping, you know what I
Right.
mean? So sometimes there's just a conflict in the roles. And then when you add in different thought processes, different backgrounds and upbringings, different
Right.
cultural experiences, it's just all of these differences. And when you have a lot of differences, it's hard to be on the same page, and so that can make relationships hard.
Yeah, I agree. So, another area is learning, not having the ability to have an effective communication between one another, or having the skills, or the understanding of your spouse to be able to have an effective communication. So, anytime that you just can't be open and honest and ask questions and be able to get through a conversation with each other, it's just going to make it difficult for you to be able to maintain a relationship. And that typically is what adds to or really drives a hard relationship, or what makes relationships hard to maintain. So um, definitely, you just want to try to make sure that you're working in that area and given um, the time so that you can learn your spouse and learn what's effective communication, so that you don't find yourself in that situation where you're continuing to find it hard to maintain a relationship, and then having the questions or frustrations as to why you can't um, grow at all with one another. So,
Yeah. And I would say number four is not being able to disconnect. So when you think about your relationships with like friends and family members, let's say something happens with your best friend, she getting on your nerves, he getting on your nerves, or one of your siblings says something that you really didn't like. It's easy for you to just be like, all right, I'll call you back. Or, you can choose to say, I just need a break from them. I'm taking a week off, right? Or I'll see them in about a month, or I'm not going to accept their phone calls for a while. Um, when you are married and you're with your significant other, y'all living together, that just isn't an option. You can't just disconnect for a week or a month, or not talk for a week or a month. And so, because it's usually 24/7, 365, always on, it is difficult, and it makes it harder in the relationship. Sometimes you do need to take a break, but your breaks can't be that long,
right.
right? You
Yeah.
need to have a conversation. I just need some time. Maybe you go off and do something for a few hours on your own, disconnect, kind of regroup. But that whole week, month off,
Right.
or you know what I mean, whatever, I'll see you when I see you, it's not a part of that. So that disconnecting or not being able to disconnect can make it hard in relationships when you're having issues.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Another area that we want to hit that makes relationships hard to maintain is setting expectations. Anytime or most often when we get into a relationship, we have a set of expectations that we want to hold our significant other or partner to. And it's typically not discussed or brought about with that individual. And so then when they don't live up to those expectations, then it leads down a road of just negativity and just unrealistic um, goals or objectives put on that person, when a lot of times you just haven't even discussed it. So just be careful not to set unrealistic expectations, because that really does make a relationship hard to maintain when you're not on a common ground. Just try to get have a conversation, be in agreement, and try to set expectations that's more realistic, and attainable. So you definitely want to be careful with, allowing that to also main or cause your relationship to be hard to maintain.
Yep. And the last one that we would say makes it hard or difficult to maintain, make it difficult in relationships is unforgiveness. So you're going to have situations, circumstances where you make each other mad. Some of the stuff is going to be hurtful. Some of the stuff is going to cause some severe pain, deep wounds emotionally. But if you cannot forgive, it is going to make the relationship very hard. What happens when you don't forgive is it's kind of like you build up this wall and it separates the two of you, and you don't let the person in again to your heart or let them close to you. And so, because of that distance, it's very hard for you to have a productive relationship and
Right.
to move forward. And so, it makes it very hard. Not saying it's an easy thing to do, but you have to work on unforgiveness in order for the difficulty in the relationship to go away.
Right. I agree. And the last point I want to just touch on is a lot of the things that we're talking about leads to what I would call relationship fatigue. Um, you get to a point in a relationship where when things don't continue to go the way you expect it to go, or you've had a vision of it going in, or just it doesn't make you happy the way that it initially did, we tend to get tired and lose the energy and the excitement and the effort that was put into the relationship to establish it. And so you really just want to try to be careful with not getting to a place where you're fatigued in your relationship with your significant other, because it'll make it really hard for you to maintain your relationship if you get to a place where you don't even really want to engage and entertain and interact with that person. So be careful about that, and then try to work on things to get out of that situation if you find yourself in that. So
Yep. So those are our tips on why relationships are hard, and some things that you can do to try to make it better. So you all just keep coming, keep watching. We're going to keep posting, and y'all have a great day.
enjoy.
Peace.